Hey, it's Dermie here with another long overdue review. I know I said I was going to do Avengers No Road Home. It took me a while to read through all of it, and I've been busy the past couple weeks, but here finally is my review. This is issue number 1, standard cover. I also have got a lot, most of mine are variant covers. This is issue number 1 variant cover. And the cool thing about some of these variant covers is that they basically tell a mural story of an action scene. So the first 3 issues obviously go together and connect. Move those up so you can see a little bit better. And some of these issues I had to go track down, but they weren't too bad to find. So as you can see, this is a 3-issue spread with the Avengers on the first 2 issues and the villains on the 3rd issue. Issue 4, it's another part of the 3-part issues with Hercules fighting off the children of the goddess of the night. I enjoy this series. It is basically a sequel to Avengers No Surrender, which I did not read. But basically I could kind of figure out by the notes and cobbling together. And if you haven't read it, probably would be a good read. This is just another standard cover here. Conan makes his entrance into the Marvel connected universe with this series, my understanding is. So that's why he kind of features pretty heavily on this. And this ties into the next series, which is, Savage Avengers. So Conan spirals out of this into Savage Avengers. You can see this is another 3-issue variant spread. And actually, maybe this is a 4-issue one. Yeah, it actually is 4 issues. The more you know. Oh, come on. You can get these moving. I don't have enough room on my table. But yeah, as you can see, they all kind of connect. Little bits and corners here, and their capes usually flow into the next one. So yeah, the inclusion of Conan was pretty cool. Kind of just seeing how he gets transplanted halfway through in the series. Basic summarization. This goddess of the night, she has been imprisoned to do the events in Avengers No Surrender. She is able to be released and basically makes the whole universe, which when you kind of think about it doesn't make too much sense, but makes it across the whole universe night. So there's still stars and stuff, but it's just night on the planets. I don't know, whatever. It's a comic book. But she basically comes out and does her revenge spiel and wipes out the whole Greek pantheon except for Hercules here. And so he's doing the whole Thor from Avengers swearing revenge, and because he's the last one, so what have you. But now that you think of it, I kind of scratch my head a little bit. So if she's strong enough to wipe out Zeus and all the other Greek gods, what makes Hercules think he has a chance? But I understand he's pissed off and he wants vengeance, but to even think he has chance against her. So evidently she had 3 parts of her heart or soul or whatever you want to call it distributed across the galaxy, and so they have to find it before she does. And Scarlet Witch is in it, and basically gets her eyesight immediately taken, so she's pretty much, useless for some of it, but ends up running into Conan, and there's this whole thing about them being together in the desert, which, if you know Conan, whenever he's alone with a beautiful woman, well, usually sparks tend to fly, but it was predictable as it was kind of comical. But so basically they're on this whole giant quest, and it comes down to one Avenger to challenge her at the end and obviously win. But I thought this series was unique enough from what I've read. Had a whole blend of characters that I'm familiar with, but not really that familiar with. Obviously Vision, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Rocket. I think the most notable one on here is Hulk, just because of his appeal. And obviously Conan the Barbarian, if you're a Conan the Barbarian fan, which as you can see in the background, I am adapting. I've been reading that series, which I have a review on coming out here soon for the first couple issues and the box. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. I guess the big appeal of it was to me, it was these characters, like I said before, that I knew somewhat about, but I'm not that overly familiar with and know all their history about. Not saying I know all the history of any character, but I know way more about Spider-Man and Deadpool and Venom than I do, say, about Vision or Hawkeye. I have a very surface level knowledge. So this was kind of cool to see them without any of the big, huge players involved on the team, except for Hulk, which the dynamic between him and Hawkeye is pretty cool because basically you got this fear that Hawkeye has this fear that Hulk's going to kill him at any second because of what happened in Avengers No Surrender, which is where he killed Hulk with an arrow to the brain. And now Immortal Hulk, not Bruce Banner, but the Hulk himself, is pissed and basically tells Hawkeye, watch your back. It's going to come. I'm going to get you. You turn around. You're going to get it, buddy. But just a lot of cool, neat concepts. And I really enjoyed it. So if you're able to find them, standard covers, the variants, I'd say go for it. With it being a 10-issue series, it's not as cumbersome to collect them all as it was. I think No Surrender was 16 issues. So, but that's all I got for this review. Until next time, see ya.